Welcome back to DHK. Before starting with the first lesson, I hope you have gone through our introductory video. It includes all the details of this course, tips on what you should do during the course, and most importantly, the registration process required for you to get a certificate at the end of each level. Today, we shall start the A1 level with the German alphabet. Before you start learning a language, you need to know all about its letters and their pronunciations. Just to lighten you up a little bit, let me tell you that German is one of the easiest languages there is to read if you know all the letters and their sounds. So basically, by the end of this video, you will be able to read anything in German without even knowing what it actually means. If you're thinking, what is the point of being able to read if I don't even understand it? Well, the point is that being able to read any word will make your life very easy in the future. It becomes easier to remember the spellings of words because their sounds seem more intuitive. And in case of new words, you only have to learn the meaning of that word and not waste time on learning how to spell it. So make sure you're really perfect with this lesson before you move on to the next. As I've already mentioned in the introduction, I strongly recommend you to have a notebook to practice writing everything you learn or see on the screen. Trust me, it helps a lot. Moreover, there is going to be a test on this lesson, which you can find in the description of this video. Feel free to attempt it after the lesson. For those who seek a certificate, make sure you use your correct unique ID provided to you by us upon registration. If you are yet to register, I'll link the registration video in the description as well. Having said that, let's start learning German the right way. The German alphabet. The German alphabet has 30 letters. Basically, the German alphabet is equal to the English alphabet plus 4 new letters. So all that is new to you here is the 3 letters A, U and O with the 2 dots over them, and for now, let's just name the 4th letter as beta. Almost all of the other 26 common letters are individually spelled very differently in German than in English. However, when it comes to pronunciation of words, German is way more straightforward than English. Also, note that all the letters have upper cases and lower cases except for the so-called beta. As far as I know, there is no word that starts with that letter, so you need not worry about that, at least for now. So moving on. As I said, spelling the German letters is very different compared to English. So what we have here is actually A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A umlaut, U umlaut, O umlaut, and SZ. Yeah, that's what it's actually called, an SZ, not a beta. We will get into more details shortly. For now, just know that these are all the letters in the German language, and it is best if you learn how they are spelled. I recommend that you pause the video here and go through the letters over and over again until you can read every one of them correctly. Again, unlike English, pronunciation in German is very simple and straightforward, especially when it comes to vowels. All the 5 vowels in English can have many different ways of pronunciation. For example, as you can see on the screen, the words art and abroad, all, have different ways of pronouncing the same letter A. Similarly, for E, I, O, and U, the E can be used as A as in elegant, E as in even, or also as in lighter. The I can be used as I as in ice, E as in insulin, and as in birth. O can sound like as in other, O as in open, and O as in on. And U can be used as U as in use, or as in umbrella, or U as in full. Fortunately, there is no such hassle in German. In German, A will always be A will always be A, E will always be E, O will always be O, and U will always be U. J, S, V, and Z are 4 out of the remaining 25 letters that are pronounced differently than in English. The letter J is pronounced the same way as an English Y. The S usually sounds like an English Z wherever it is intuitively possible, otherwise simply like the English S. The V is always pronounced like an English F. The Z always takes the sound Z. The remaining 17 common letters are almost always pronounced the same way as in English. Once we come across more words, you will start understanding it even more. I'll be using German words as examples for a better understanding of pronunciations and other concepts along the way. I'm going to try to make use of the easiest and most intuitive words, names of places, famous companies, and so on. The point is to highlight the pronunciation of the words. You don't really have to worry about remembering the meanings of the words as of now, since we will be having separate lessons for vocabulary, but if you do remember them anyway, which you probably will, that is great progress. So we have some nice examples right here. Alpen, or the Alps, the mountain range. Ding is thing. Dinge is the plural of ding, or things. Bonn is a city in Germany. Ulm is also a city in Germany. Jaguar is a car company. Salz is salt. Next is a commonly mispronounced German car company, Volkswagen. Since it is German, it is not Volkswagen, but Volkswagen. And finally, Audi, another German car company. Coming to the 4 new letters. So, what exactly is an umlaut? So basically, the pair of dots over the 3 letters A, U, and O is called an umlaut. If you can't write a letter with an umlaut, you can just write the regular vowel followed by the letter E, the English letter E, which is the equivalent of an umlaut. So a umlaut is actually A or AE in English. O umlaut is OA, and U umlaut is UE. The pronunciation of A umlaut becomes A. That of O umlaut becomes Ö, and U umlaut becomes Ue. Let's take an example for each case. So we have bear, Öl, München. Bear is the animal bear in English. Öl is oil. München is a city in Germany. It is called Munich in English, and that's all an umlaut is about. Just an E added to the vowel. Note that the English letters E and I do not have umlauts. Now, what is an SZ? If it is hard for you to say, you can just try saying S and Z in German together. SZ. SZ is basically a hard or sharp S, so you can technically write SS if you cannot write the SZ on your device for any reason. An example is Fußball, which is football, and that's it. The weird letter is just a double S. Now these are some special cases you need to remember. EU together will always be pronounced as OI. EA together will always be pronounced as E. AE together will always be pronounced as I. The examples are Euro, Wien, Frei. The keyword for this lesson is Euro or Euro. Make sure you note it down and write the correct keyword in the test. To know more about keywords, watch our introductory video. The currency euro is called Euro in German. The Austrian capital Vienna is called Wien in German. And frei means free. So that's all for this lesson. You must now know how to spell all the German letters. With all the rules discussed in this lesson, you should now also be able to pronounce almost every German word without a lot of effort. Feel free to go through it again and make sure you're perfect with the pronunciations. If you have any doubts, you can either drop them in the comment section below or also write to deutschestierkostenlos@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can also send your questions to us there. If we receive enough questions or doubts, we will make a video with the sole purpose of answering them. If there aren't enough doubts in a week or two, we will try to reply to everyone individually. I hope you have a nice day. See you in the next class. Tschüss.